So my name is David Grant Jr. I'm the Director of Operations at Banneker Supply Chain Solutions. I've been with Banneker a little over, believe it or not, about 11, 12 years. So I started off as an intern back in 2011, and progressively over the last 10 to 11, 12 years, I've progressively taken different roles, and now I'm the Director of Operations. So we deployed Synapse, or we got Synapse in late 2018, early 2019. So we've been using it for about 3 years now, since 2019, I would say, officially. We use it across 4 different facilities today. So we use it in our Bud Lake facility in New Jersey. We have 2 facilities in Rhode Island, one in North Kingstown, which is the Quonset Point area business park. We also use it in Smith Road, Rhode Island at another facility, and then down in Huntsville, Alabama as well. So 3 of the 4 facilities are 100,000 square feet plus, respectively 160 in New Jersey, 120 in North Kingstown, and about 145 in Smithfield, and then a smaller operation down in Huntsville, Alabama. Got it. Yeah. So how has Synapse helped us with our current operational goals and future operational goals? So I think overall flexibility, right? So we were with the previous WMS before, and we realized pretty much about 1 or 2 years into it that it wasn't really for us. Crystal Whelan, our previous IT manager, she introduced us to Synapse, and we went through the process to bring it on. And right off the bat, we noticed that as a 3PL with a lot of different things happening, the flexibility of being able to do multiple things in the system allowed us to meet the size of the customers that we had at that time. So we had a lot of smaller customers. And over the last 3 years, Synapse has able to still service those customers, but we now also have larger customers with 3,000, 4,000 pallet positions, and we're able to service them seamlessly, right? So we see a lot of different, a lot of similarities between the customers, but the size and the way that Synapse is able to handle it as a system, it makes it effortless, seamless. Love it. The biggest way that Synapse has helped us grow, like I mentioned, the flexibility, but I think when you look into it a little bit more on that flexibility, is just the way that it's able to handle pallet types, the way that certain customers want their product to be picked, the way that customers want to be billed. It gives us a lot of different flexibility there, where when we're on the road trying to get these new clients and tell them what we use, the very first question is, well, what system do you use? Some customers, recognize Synapse as that system. But it's become more of a kind of on the sales side, just able to help us sell. And once we explain those capabilities, it's pretty much a no-brainer that we can do all those different things. I think from a customer relationship standpoint, it's more so, I don't want to call it inventory control, but more the history, right? So if there's an issue, if there's something that's happened, I think Synapse, with all the reporting that it has, all the capabilities for us to query and look at different things, the customer relationship has improved because now we can answer those questions, right? We can go back and look at the history on an order. We can go back to look at a history on an item. We can go back and do a lot of different things, and the customers appreciate that. The different formats that we're able to export certain reports in, whether it's in a PDF or in an Excel file, that's something that I know they appreciate. And we also deployed the web client portal, so the customers can actually go into that portal and look up their inventory on their own. So it gives them a little bit of autonomy that they didn't have before. So I think the number one thing about ZEFCON and the individuals that we've interacted with over the last couple of years is just the overall knowledge that you guys have of your own system, but also the knowledge about the industry as well. So, when we're going into a new client setup, or when we're having a specific question, just the fact that the ZEFCON team understands warehousing, they understand the picking and the packing and the shipping, it makes the conversation a lot easier to have, because there's things that we don't know. You don't know what you don't know, and it's good to know that the ZEFCON team can answer those questions for us. So I think Synapse as a solution is gonna sound kind of bad as a director of operations, but if I want to know something, just with getting into the system and getting those reps, right? So I'm a big basketball fan, so you got to put the reps in. Once you get the reps, you can go figure out whatever you want to figure out, right? So I don't have to ask certain questions. I know how to navigate through the system to get what I need, and it's just intuitive. It becomes intuitive after you get those reps in. So the number one thing I would recommend when evaluating Synapse or any system is start with your sales team, right? What are they selling? and ensure that when you purchase that system, that it can handle all of the different rates that you're going to have, all the different billing types that you're going to have. So when we went through the selection process with Synapse, that was the number one thing on our item list to say, can you handle what we want to bill, right? Can you bill by square footage? Can you bill by pallet? Can you bill by case? Like, can you handle that? Because if you're not making any money, it doesn't really matter, right? So you got to make sure that the system can handle that, and just makes it so much easier on the back end for everything else that follows. User conference day one, mind blown, right? So I sat in on the billing session, and it really opened my mind to a lot of things that you think you know, but you really don't know. So day one, mind blown.